I wish my job would be a lot easier if it was just reading words. She said read. It was you.
Oh, yeah.
That was Jessica. It was Jessica.
Alright, hey, do you guys remember what we've been talking about generally when I'm here?
Claim.
Yes, what? Claim, yeah, and when do you use a claim? No? Yeah, remind me your name. Megan, okay, Megan. Perfect, in an argument. What are some other pieces of an argument? Any ideas? What are other pieces of argument that we've talked about? Yeah, remind me your name. What? Evidence. Perfect. So claim, evidence. Okay, so we're going to continue with argument writing today. Can someone tell me why we would use argument writing?
No.
When would be an instance you'd use argument
Put
writing?
it in there.
Yeah.
Go sit down.
Say that again. Yeah, when you're writing an essay. What else? Just for schoolwork? No, not just for schoolwork. What else would you want to use argument writing? To prove a point? Yeah, why would you need to prove a point? Lots of times what people do is with argument writing, lots of times, not only is it if you want to prove a point, but if you are really passionate about something, or you don't think something's right, or there's something that makes you mad, or there's something that you believe needs change, the best way to get that point across is through argument writing. So whether it's something in, I don't know how many of you are actually interested in government right now, but if it's something in government, or something in the school, or something at home, or something, lots of times the best way to get that point across, or later in life when you have a job. But lots of times one of the best ways to get your point across, or when you want something changed, is through argument writing. And so that's how come we learn how to do and how to write an argument piece, is so that if there's ever a time in our life that we need to make a change, or make our point to someone else, the best way is to do it through argument writing. So those points here, right now you have it kind of on a story side. Flip it over to this side, where there's a little graph back there. And there's kind of some of the ones that we started to learn about argument writing. So far, we've gone a lot over claim and evidence. Yeah? Yes? I want to see mounts of heads. Claim and evidence. Yeah, are we familiar with those? I hope so. And then, I don't know, have you guys talked about warrant yet? No, you haven't really talked about warrant. Okay, well, we'll talk about it a little bit today. And hopefully we can begin to learn what a warrant is. Okay, so claim. We've done claim in like 3 different pieces. We saw, do you guys remember we watched that commercial with the little girl who said her dad's an alien, and they gave us all those pieces of evidence of why he drinks green stuff and all that stuff. And then we read some essays one week, and we tried to find the claim and evidence in those. And then one week we looked at Queenie. Do you guys remember looking at I guess it wasn't a murder mystery because we don't know, but the mystery with Queenie and her husband, Arthur, I think was his name. And so we tried to make a claim about what happened. Oh, I think she murdered him. Oh, I think he fell. And then we had to back it up with evidence. Oh, there was someone, she was cooking, so she was busy. And so we tried to back those things up with different evidence. Okay, a warrant would be, actually let's first work on this. So who can give me a definition of a claim? No one knows what a claim is?
You can wait it out. They do.
Oh, I will. Yes.
Chocolate is better than vanilla.
Perfect. Chocolate is better than vanilla because it's not a fact, it's your opinion, and it could be argued, and that was a perfect example of a claim. Who can give me the definition of it? Yeah. Remind me your name again. Adriana. Okay, Adriana.
What you're trying to prove.
A statement? Good. Maybe it's a statement you're trying to prove. What else? It's not a fact because we can't prove a fact right or wrong because it's a fact that's already right. So it's more opinion-based. Yeah? Okay, so go ahead and you can write a statement that you're trying to prove or the author's opinion. Whatever, you can write it right there under claim. And then you can either write your own example, like Megan just came up with chocolate is better than vanilla. You can come up with your own, and you can make multiple examples. And then we'll also find an example from the article on the back that we'll put in later. But good. Okay, what's the claim? What did we just define the claim as?
Statement you're trying to prove.
Statement you're trying to prove. Great, Manny. Great. Statement you're trying to prove. Go ahead and write that. I want to see pencils moving. Under claim, put statement you're trying to prove. Or the author's opinion. Or the topic they're going to talk about through the argument. I thought statement you're trying to prove was great. Okay, does everyone have that? I want to see pencils moving. I want everyone's paper to say under claim statement you're trying to prove. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. All right, okay, evidence. What is evidence? Yeah, Manny.
Things you search up.
What?
Things you search up, like from a book or something.
Perfect. Things you looked up. Things that you researched, which would probably make it like a fact or something. Yeah.
And that's up your claim.
Perfect. It backs up your claim. It supports your claim. So it's not going to be totally irrelevant. It's going to be the backup support your claim. Great. What was your name again? Jessica. Okay. Let's see. I think that pretty sums it up pretty well. So evidence, you can go ahead and write, it's a fact that supports your claim. Or it could be even or something, yeah, or research that supports your claim. So a statement that supports your claim. So right there under evidence. Can everyone see that right there under evidence? It's a statement that supports your claim. Lots of times we've researched it, or we've looked at facts. Statement that supports your claim. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to give you an example of what a warrant is before we define it. So an example of a warrant would be, so for example with our Queenie case, do you guys all remember that picture we had up there? By nod of heads. Do you guys remember the picture we had? Yeah, I see some yeses. Maybe some people were absent. It was on Halloween. Okay, so it's that picture. And so our claim, let's pretend we think Queenie murdered her husband. So we'd say that would be our claim. Queenie murdered her husband. Our evidence might be that she was the only, let's see, because remember how he fell down the stairs, but he was backwards? Normally if you because he said he was going downstairs. But if you're going downstairs, how do you end up on your back? So if he's going downstairs, you usually fall face forward. So that could be our evidence. We think Queenie murdered him, and one of our pieces of evidence would be he landed face up, and then this would be the warrant. Because that was a fact, he landed face up. We saw that. That was a fact, that was evidence, that supports it. But then the warrant would be, generally speaking, when you are walking downstairs and you fall face forward, not on your back. So that would be the warrant. So the warrant kind of connects that evidence to the claim. Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter that he fell face up? Well, let me tell you, generally because when you fall face forward, and that's the warrant. So the warrant lots of times starts with phrases like generally, or oftentimes, or things like that. That's kind of, not all the time, but lots of times that's kind of how we can find a warrant. So the warrant is what connects the evidence to the claim. So go ahead and write that under warrant. And when we explore warrant more, we can add more information to our box. But warrant, right where it says warrant, under evidence, right there, you can add, it's the statement that connects evidence to the claim. And then you can put, like, keywords might be generally or oftentimes. There's some other ones, but I let you know those later. So under warrant, one more time, under warrant, it's the statement that connects the evidence to the claim. Statement that connects the evidence to the claim. Okay, so now that we've redefined all these, we've been familiar with claim and evidence, and we were just kind of redefining what warrant is. By a raise of hands, who thinks they can kind of understand what warrant is? No, kind of. Yeah, we kind of need to see it a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but yeah, that's kind of what we have so far. So yeah, we'll look some more into that a little bit today and a lot more next time. Okay. So go ahead and flip your graph over to our article. Jessica, will you read the title of the article for us? Perfect. Sai, do you know what the article is going to be about from that title?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think it'll be about?
Cats.
About cats? And why would you think that? Because it says it in the title? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is now that we've redefined claim, what's a claim? Statement you're trying to prove. Now that we've what are some things we know about the claim? Does it come at the end?
No.
It usually comes at the beginning. It becomes before all the evidence generally, okay? So, as I read this, I want you to raise your hand when you think I have finished reading the claim. When you think I've read the claim, just go ahead and raise your hand. And I'm just going to go ahead and read that first paragraph, okay? Sorry, some of the quotes at the very beginning got cut off. But I'm going to go ahead and read it once you think you found the claim, which is the statement that you're trying to prove. You can go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, a dog is man's best friend. That common saying may contain some truth, but dogs are not the only animal friend whose companionship people enjoy. For many people, a cat is their best friend. Despite what dog lovers may believe, go ahead and raise your hands, it's okay. Despite what dog lovers may believe, cats make excellent house pets, as they are good companions, they are civilized members of the household, and they are easy to care for. So some of you don't think I've even read the claim yet? I will give you a hint. The claim is in the first paragraph. I should see all hands up.
Come on, guys, pay attention.
All right. No, you're Jessica. Remind me your name one more time. Adriana. Okay. Adriana, what do you think the claim is?
Joking.
Do you want to call in a neighbor for help? Okay, what do you think? Remind me your name. Maddie. Okay, Maddie, what do you think the claim is? Perfect. So I'm just going to expound on that for you. It's going to be even more than, it's going to be the rest of that too. So perfect. You pulled out just kind of a part of that, and they're going to prove that, but they're also going to try and prove the whole thing. So do you see, despite, it's going to be that last sentence. Despite what dog lovers may believe, go ahead and underline it. Despite what dog lovers may believe, cats make excellent house pets as they are good companions. They are civilized members of the household, and they are easy to care for. So go ahead and underline that last sentence, starting at despite what dog lovers may believe, and finishing at they are easy to care for. So good job, Maddie. That was great. So it's going to be that entire, okay, and right next to it you can write claim. That is our claim. That's what they're going to try and prove. That's the statement they're going to try and prove. throughout the entire little article, okay? How many of you guys like cats? Yeah, some. Not very many. How many of you guys like dogs? Oh, a room full of dog lovers. I like those. Okay. So, that one's kind of long, so but you can just put under example. Okay, quiet, quiet. Okay, under example, go ahead and you can just write despite what dog lovers, and you can just go dot, 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 and then that way you can just re-find it when you need to find it, okay? So make sure it's underlined, and then under the example part of playing, you can start turning out. Okay. And evidence. Evidence we put is a statement that supports the claim, right? So that's generally going to be like a fact. And this one isn't super scientific. They don't have any other, like any research, but we're just going to assume that they just didn't give credit where credit is due.
Dogs go potty outside.
Okay. So ready? We're going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the next paragraph, and we're going to try and find the evidence, okay? The first piece of evidence. So it's generally going to be more of a fact, okay? In the first place, people enjoy the companionship of cats. Many cats are affectionate. They will snuggle up and ask to be petted or scratched under the chin. Who can resist a purring cat? If they're not feeling affectionate, cats are generally quite playful. They like to chase balls and feathers or just about anything dangling from a string. They especially enjoy playing when their owners are participating in the game. Contrary to popular opinion, cats can be trained. Using rewards and punishment, just like with a dog, a cat can be trained to avoid unwanted behavior or perform tricks. Cats will even fetch. Okay, Sai, I think you had your hand up for the evidence. What do you think it is? Because I think you had it right.
Alright, first one.
What?
In the first place, people enjoy the companionship of cats.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that's kind of maybe more introductory, but I think it's kind of these first two sentences. Perfect. I'm sure it was.
It really was.
These first two sentences could be the evidence. Many cats are affectionate. Or in first place, people enjoy the companionship of cats. So those can both kind of be our evidence. People enjoy the companionship of cats, and many cats are affectionate. So go ahead. And then under the example, on the example, you can go ahead and write many cats are affectionate. So under that little square next to it, many cats are affectionate. And make sure you underlined it and wrote evidence by it. Yeah.
So, for example, do we make our own example or do we use?
We can do both. Let's go ahead and write, so you can come up with your own, but if you can't think of your own, you can, I want you to do both. I want you to for sure write the evidence we found in here, and if you can think of your own, like example, you can go ahead and write that too. So many cats are affectionate. Many cats are affectionate. Hey, good job, you guys. Okay, and then this one doesn't have very many warrants in it. I don't know if I can find any. Pardon? Yeah, so, okay. So I have a quick little question for you guys. First, what time do you guys get out at? 8:45? Okay. Well, we're going to try and do this little activity super quick. How many of you guys like, what's your guys' mascot for your school?
Panthers.
Panthers?
Yeah.
Panthers, awesome. Is it the same as the high school?
No.
No, what's the high school?
Lions.
The Lions, okay. What makes a good mascot?
Horses.
Grizzly bear.
But like, what about it? What, like, not just the actual thing, but like, would you want like a dove for a mascot?
No.
Why wouldn't you want a dove for a mascot?
Then all I yeah.
Fierce. So a mascot should be fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I have a funny example of a mascot. My mom's mascot in high school, they were the Steers.
Isn't that kind of funny? Since a steer is, not a mature bull type of thing. So I guess if you know anything about steers and cows, that might make a little more sense to you.
Yes, I.
Delta's mascot is a rabbit.
Oh, is that a good one or a bad one?
Bad one.
Yeah, why?
Instead of fluffy and soft.
Exactly. You know what? And why would you want a fluffy and soft mascot?
Because the people are going to be fluffy and soft.
Exactly. Why don't you want them to think you're fluffy and soft?
You want to be
I heard some answers. What? You gonna keep saying them?
because you don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah. What else? Yeah.
I would love it like sweet or like that.
Yeah. Because they're sweet. Why wouldn't you want the other schools to think you're sweet? They're the competition. And what do you want to do? You want to beat them. What do you guys think about this mascot? Is this a good mascot?
Yes.
I hear a little bit of both. Someone think it's good, someone think it's bad. Yeah, I don't like it. It doesn't look fierce to me. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is, you guys are kind of set up in, let's see, well, it might be kind of tricky. Okay, I want you to turn to the person next to you and work with them so that over here it works, and right here it works great. So the two of you, and just kind of pair up in twos. There might need to be, over here there might need to be some groups of 3 if you girls just want to go ahead and join a group of, yeah. So, turn to the person next to you, and this is what we're going to do, okay? Everyone listen before we move around, okay? Eyes up here, everyone listen. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to agree upon what you think the best mascot would be, okay? And one of you can pull out a piece of paper, not yet, but one of you will pull out a piece of paper when it's time. And I want you guys to write down what you think the best mascot would be. So, for example, if I thought, eyes up here, everyone eyes up here. So if I thought the best mascot, for example, let's say it'd be this frog. I think this is not a great mascot. But let's say I think it is. So I'd say, okay, we agree that this frog would be the best mascot. Okay, why? Because it's green, and green scares the enemy. Or our school colors are green, and so it represents our school really well. So I want you to come up with different reasons like that and start brainstorming. Once you have a mascot picked out and reasons you think it would, like, it's green or it's fierce, and once you have those, I want you to form an introductory paragraph. Okay? So in introductory paragraph, we have things like mascots are mascots represent the school and bring school spirit and get the crowd to cheer louder. I think the best mascot would be a bear. And there's your introductory, and your claim is, I think the best mascot would be a bear. And then your evidence is going to be, I think bears are the most fierce forest creature. That's your first piece of evidence. Okay? So go ahead, turn to your neighbor, and just think of what you think the best mascot would be, okay? Agree on the best mascot. And then you two, does that work out?
Hey, Manny, I'm putting a ticket in for you. I just fill it out for you. Okay? And Adriana and Maddie and Jessica. Guys, listen to this. Did anybody hear that? So do you want to wait after the bell and get your flex slips? Is that what you want to do? No. Because you need them, right?
I thought they just said you were not going to.
You're not, but not. I barely heard it. You don't go. You're going to your AP class.
I don't like that